The search for the best budget phone is never easy because everyone wants a smartphone that delivers value without emptying the wallet. In this video, I'm going to break down the best budget phones you can buy right now. All the products mentioned as well as the prices for all of them are linked in the description so you can check them out yourself. With that, let's dive into the list. At number 10, we have the Motorola Moto G 2025. This phone continues Motorola's legacy of making solid budget-friendly devices with clean software and dependable hardware. It features a 6.6-inch Full HD Plus display with a smooth 120Hz refresh rate, which makes scrolling and everyday navigation feel much more premium than the price suggests. It is powered by the Snapdragon 6 Gen 2 chipset with up to 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, which is expandable through a microSD card. The battery is a massive 5000 mAh unit with support for 30-watt fast charging. The main camera is a 50-megapixel sensor with a 2-megapixel depth sensor, and the front-facing camera comes in at 16 megapixels. Phone runs near stock Android 15, which ensures quick updates and smooth performance. Compared to the Samsung Galaxy A16, which I have included as number 9 on this list, the Moto G 2025 offers a cleaner software experience but slightly less refined build quality. The pros include smooth display, big battery, and clean software. The cons include average cameras and basic design. At number 9, we have the Samsung Galaxy A16. Samsung's A series has always been a reliable option for budget shoppers, and the 16 is no different. It comes with a 6.5-inch Super AMOLED display with Full HD Plus resolution and a 90Hz refresh rate, giving you vibrant colors and good brightness for outdoor use. It is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 700 chipset paired with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage, with microSD expansion available. The rear camera setup includes a 50-megapixel main sensor, a 5-megapixel ultrawide, and a 2-megapixel depth sensor, while the selfie camera is 13 megapixels. 5000 mAh battery supports 25-watt fast charging. The phone runs Samsung's One UI 7, which is feature-packed and polished. Compared to the Motorola Moto G 2025, which I included as number 10 on this list, the 16 has a brighter AMOLED display but slightly heavier software. The pros include vibrant screen, good cameras, and expandable storage. The cons include slower charging and software bloat. At number 8, we have the CMF Phone 2 Pro. EMF is a sub-brand of nothing, and this phone stands out with its bold design and clean software. The Phone 2 Pro features a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and HDR10 support, giving it a flagship-level viewing experience. It runs on the Snapdragon 7 Gen 2 chipset with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. The camera system consists of a 50-megapixel main sensor with optical image stabilization and a 16-megapixel ultra-wide camera, while the front camera is 32 megapixels. 5000 mAh battery supports 45-watt fast charging, which is among the fastest in this price range. Compared to the Apple iPhone 16e, which I included as number 7 on this list, the CMF Phone 2 Pro offers faster charging and a higher refresh rate display, but it lacks the brand ecosystem benefits Apple provides. The pros include fast charging, smooth display, and sleek design. The cons include limited availability and weaker ecosystem. At number 7, we have the Apple iPhone 16e. Apple rarely enters the budget segment, but the iPhone 16e is aimed at those who want the Apple experience without the premium price. It comes with a 6.1-inch OLED display with Apple's Retina technology, ensuring color accuracy and brightness. It is powered by the 16 Bionic chip paired with 6GB of RAM and storage options starting from 128GB. The camera setup includes a 12-megapixel wide and 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, along with a 12-megapixel front-facing camera that supports Face ID and advanced portrait modes. Battery is smaller compared to rivals, sitting at 350 mAh, but the efficiency of Apple's chip ensures a full day of use. Compared to the CMF Phone 2 Pro, which I included as number 8 on this list, the iPhone 16e offers superior software optimization but slower charging speeds. The pros include smooth performance, strong cameras, and Apple ecosystem. The cons include small battery and slower charging. At number 6, we have the Samsung Galaxy A16. This is another strong entry in Samsung's A series lineup, slightly more advanced than the 16. It features a 6.7-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and Full HD Plus resolution. It is powered by the Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 chipset with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage, which can be expanded via microSD. Triple camera setup includes a 64 megapixel main sensor, a 12 megapixel ultrawide, and a 5 megapixel macro lens, while the front camera is 16 megapixels. 5000 mAh battery with 25-watt charging keeps it running. Compared to the Google Pixel 9a, which I included as number 5 on this list, the 26 delivers a larger display and expandable storage, but weaker image processing. The pros include big display, solid cameras, and expandable storage. The cons include average charging and heavy software. At number 5, we have the Google Pixel 9a. Google's Pixel series has become known for excellent software and cameras, and the Pixel 9a continues this tradition in the budget segment. It comes with a 6.3-inch OLED display with HDR support and a 90Hz refresh rate. It is powered by the Google Tensor G3 Lite chipset paired with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. The main camera is a 50 megapixel sensor with Google's advanced computational photography, while the selfie camera is 12 megapixels. Battery comes in at 450 mAh with 20-watt charging. Compared to the Samsung Galaxy A26, which I included as number 6 on this list, the Pixel 9a offers better image quality but a smaller battery. The pros include great cameras, smooth software, and good display. The cons include slower charging and limited storage. At number 4, we have the CMF Phone 1. This is the more affordable sibling of the CMF Phone 2 Pro, designed for those who want style at a lower cost. It comes with a 6.5-inch AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and full HD Plus resolution. The device runs on the Snapdragon 695 chipset with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. The camera system includes a 48 megapixel main sensor, an 8 megapixel ultrawide, and a 16 megapixel front camera. 5000 mAh battery supports 33-watt fast charging. Compared to the Google Pixel 10, which I included as number 3 on this list, the CMF Phone 1 provides faster charging but less impressive cameras. The pros include stylish design, smooth display, and fast charging. The cons include average cameras and weaker processor. At number 3, we have the Google Pixel 10. Pixel 10 brings the latest generation of Google's hardware and software together in a device that still sits in the budget-friendly category. It has a 6.4-inch OLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate and HDR10 Plus support. The device is powered by the Tensor G4 chipset with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. The camera setup is one of the best in this price range, with a 50 megapixel wide sensor, a 12 megapixel ultrawide, and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens. Selfie camera is 12 megapixels. A 47 mAh battery with 30-watt fast charging powers the phone. Compared to the OnePlus Nord N30, which I included as number 2 on this list, the Pixel 10 offers superior cameras but comes at a higher cost. The pros include excellent cameras, smooth display, and strong software. The cons include higher price and average battery. At number 2, we have the OnePlus Nord N30. OnePlus has always been about providing flagship-level features at a lower price, and the Nord N30 continues this trend. It comes with a 6.72-inch IPS LCD with a 120Hz refresh rate, delivering smooth animations though not as vibrant as AMOLED panels. It runs on the Snapdragon 695 chipset with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage. The rear camera system includes a 108 megapixel main sensor, while the front-facing camera is 16 megapixels. 5000 mAh battery supports 50-watt fast charging, which is among the best here. Compared to the Samsung Galaxy A05, which I included as number 1 on this list, the Nord N30 offers faster charging but lacks the same level of affordability. The pros include big battery, fast charging, and smooth display. The cons include weaker display and limited cameras. At number 1, we have the Samsung Galaxy A05. This is the most affordable device on the list, aimed squarely at those who just want a reliable phone at the lowest possible price. It comes with a 6.6-inch PLS LCD with HD Plus resolution. It is powered by the MediaTek Helio J85 chipset with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage, expandable via microSD. Main camera is 50 megapixels, while the selfie camera is 8 megapixels. The 5000 mAh battery keeps it running for a full day with ease, although charging is limited to 15 watts. Compared to the OnePlus Nord N30, which I included as number 2 on this list, the Galaxy A05 offers unbeatable affordability but lacks high-end features. The pros include low price, long battery, and decent camera. The cons include slow charging and basic display.